Hi there, and thank you for joining me in this episode of the Win With Coryn YouTube channel. And so I just want to share what Win With Coryn is. So this came about because one of my old clients had mentioned to me when I was training him, hey, if you ever start something, I think you should call it Win With Coryn. And so I just laughed. I thought it was funny, but it was catchy, so I didn't forget it. And so when I went to start my podcast, which I'm going to tell you guys about in a second, I decided to call it Win With Coryn. And it's not necessarily that I have all the tools that are going to help you win in life, but I just believe that through me sharing my life with others, that you can see how God's helped me win. Really, it's by His grace that our family is funded, sustained, and carried through in life. So if you can learn anything that God's shown me, then I believe that's how you will win also in life. And right now in this season, the way I want to encourage others to win is just by how God's given me so much grace and how He's teaching me to do motherhood. And so you don't have to be a mother to win with Coryn. I believe a lot of the lessons that He's shown me are just life lessons. But definitely the season of my life is all about Carissa Grace. She's now 2.5, almost 3 months. And so, again, like I said, all of the lessons that I learn daily, I believe are totally applicable to anyone's life, not just if you're a parent. And so that's also why I've started this podcast where I share. I started the podcast because it's a really easy way of me recording and sharing things that I have on my heart or things that God's shown me or taught me. And I don't have to I don't have to take the time to sit in a chair like this and sit in front of a camera and record it. So I just thought that's something cool. It's easy for you to consume that while you're doing chores or things like that. You don't have to actually watch me. You can just listen. So if you enjoy these videos and if you want to hear more, if you've been following me before, or if you just want to, maybe you just came across my name either on Facebook, Instagram, or you heard of me somewhere, or you just came across my YouTube videos, then I hope that you'll keep watching. And so that's a little bit about Win With Coryn. It really just means that as I share my life with you, I hope that the things I share that are all things I've learned from other people that are helping me, that I hope that you'll be able to if you're doing motherhood, that you'll be able to do it a little bit better. And so that's what this video is about. This video is just about the help that I've received, and I just want to share that. As a first-time mom, I thank my sister so much. My mom as well, but my sister more recently, she's now I'm the oldest of 3 girls, and my sister, who I'm sharing about, she's now on her second child. And so she has so much experience. She's the most amazing mom. I say she's my motivation mom. Because she's just so incredible, the way that she loves her children, these challenges and the sacrifices that she's come against and what she's gone through with her children is just so, it's inspiring. It's been difficult to watch her go through some of the things that have happened with her kids, but through it all, she's just come through so strong, and she's able to just pour out so much love and help me and my younger sister, who's now also a first-time mom. So I just want to thank her, first of all, because I tell her, I'm like, if it wasn't for you and for your help, I would not be prepared. Like, I know we're not prepared for parenthood. I know it happens, and they don't come with instructions like people say, but if it weren't for her help, she made my registry for my baby shower because she helped plan my baby shower from clear across the United States. If it weren't for her help, I would have no idea what I needed for my kids. If it weren't for her help, I wouldn't know, about things that are coming up before they come up. It would just hit me, and then I wouldn't be prepared for it. So just like I've had her help, her love, her support, her tips, and her advice, I want to share with other first-time moms that maybe, you're having challenges of your own and struggles, and if I can share something that I've tried that's helped me. Again, everything with motherhood, it's like what works for one parent or one baby doesn't necessarily work for another or another baby. But I just thought, you know what? I've had so much help, so much love, so much support. I have so many friends that are first-time moms right now as well, which is so exciting. And that is really what's inspired me to just, wow, this is incredible. I never imagined that my first time having a baby that I would have a village of people to help me, and neither that I would have a group of friends who are also doing this journey with me at the same time. So again, I realize not all first-time moms have that, and or even maybe you're not a first-time mom, but I realize maybe you don't have a community of people around you to help you, to support you, to encourage you, to share tips with. And so I thought that I would share, just extend the love. Whatever's been given to me, I want to share with you. I also really want to share just how graceful God has been in this whole process of me being a first-time mom. And so I want to share with you a little story right now, actually, of how most of my life, and I'm going to do a separate video on this where I get more into depth on telling you the story, but most of my life I didn't want to be a mom. Until I was 23 and a half, I always said I didn't want kids. And so I won't tell you that whole story, but I'll just cut to the chase and say that, once I realized that I did want children, and then once I felt like God was going to begin to prepare me for kids, I really started thinking more about what kind of parent I would be. And then the fear crept in of, wow, I always said I didn't want kids. I always kind of talked badly about, having kids, I mean, just to give you an example, when a kid was crying, I'd be like, oh, stick that kid in the closet, like, they're annoying, things like that. I know. I don't think that way anymore. Neither do I say things like that. But, that's the kind of mindset or mentality I had towards, that was my perception of having kids. And so now it's totally different. But, I was afraid that because I had talked so badly about having kids or being a mom, that when I did have kids, I would be cursed, or that my kids would maybe, that I would have to face lots of challenges and difficulties, maybe with their health or maybe with the way that they acted. I thought I was going to have a horrible pregnancy, maybe just because it's kind of like what I get or what I deserved for the way that I always spoke about them. But what I realized in this whole process is that God's grace is so amazing. Grace is just that. It's undeserved favor. It's someone being good to you when you don't deserve it or when you least expect it. And the way that we've been blessed by our friends, our family, just all the people around us, she's just been nothing but a blessing to us. And I think the moral of what God's shown me in His grace is that, a child is a blessing. And the reason I didn't want kids, if I'm honest, is because I always thought that having a baby or having kids would mean that I would be slowed down, or that they would get in the way, and that life would be more difficult with them. And of course, life is more challenging. The more people you add to your family, the harder it is. But it's actually added more to my life than it's taken away. And in another video, I'm going to share with you something that someone said to me right before I had her while I was pregnant. And I know that it wasn't what the person said, but I know that it was a lie that the enemy wanted to plant in my head to tell me that when I had her, she was really only that kids were only going to take away from me in my life. And I've realized, a lesson learned from God is that, children are actually a blessing. And through them, He'll bless you and add so much to your life in more ways than you can ever imagine. And so her name is actually Abundance of Grace. In another video, and I just have so many different things I want to share with you guys, but I don't want to get off track, and just, the goal of this video was to share with you the reasons why I'm starting to do this, and my point is to encourage other women and to pour out love, tips, tricks, just stories of how God's blessed us, because I believe that it'll encourage you, it'll help you in your journey as a mother, or just as someone who wants to change their outlook or their perspective or maybe their heart about having children. And just, even if you have nothing to do with kids and maybe you think you never will have anything to do with kids, I still believe that my videos will be helpful to you in just discovering God's love and His grace and how amazing He is towards us, even when we don't feel we deserve it. So, but yeah, her name is Carissa Grace Epps, and Carissa Grace stands for Abundance of Grace. So I wanted her name to be Grace, and Jason wanted her name to be Carissa, because charis in the Bible it's actually the Greek word for grace. So he wanted our children to have their names to have meanings, and so we decided her name would be Abundance of Grace. And literally, that's exactly what God's done for us in our lives as she's come into the world, is He's just surrounded us with His grace. And that just means that we've had an abundance of. There has been no lack. I mean, we were struggling before we had a baby, and we thought we had no business having a baby. But literally, it was on a word that we received that we knew it was God that was telling us, you need to have a family. You need to start trying to have a family. And of course, I'll share that story with you guys in another video as well. But again, I just want to encourage you, we were not in a place to have children, or at least we didn't think we were. I thought that they would only slow me down in my life and like business and things that I wanted to do. And it's been the complete opposite. And it's been the greatest, biggest blessing I've ever had in my life. And she's just added so much joy. I know she's been asleep the whole time. She's an angel. But really, it's just been such a blessing. And again, it's been nothing but God's grace. So I am so excited to continue to share with you guys how God's done that and how he's shown us his love and his grace through our friends, through the people around us. I mean, things have come from nowhere. Blessings have come from places we least expected it. How in our job we've increased, how in our finances we've increased. Just our life is just, it's multiplied in joy and in meaning and in purpose, and definitely in motivation and determination to move forward and to become better parents and better people and individuals. So I hope that what I've shared with you so far is encouraging and it's inspiring enough for you to come back and watch the next video. So on this video, again, it's just God's grace is so amazing, and it's sufficient even when you don't have the finances, the resources, the skills, because God knows I did not have the skills to be a parent, and I'm just loving this journey so far. And I want to say that even on starting this video in particular, I wanted so badly to buy a specific camera to start doing my videos. And the one thing that's just stuck with me that I know that God's speaking to me in this season is you have what you need to do what I've called you to do right now in your hands. So I asked myself, well, what do I have? I have an old iPhone 5. I have an iPhone 6, which I don't like the camera on. And I have a Canon that doesn't seem to be working right anymore. So right now I'm using the iPhone 5 to do this video, and I think it's perfect. It's going to be as good as it needs to be. So that's another little lesson for you there is, hey, whatever it is in your life right now that you feel like you don't have. See, the enemy will have you focus on everything you don't have. He wants you to focus on what are you lacking, what are you missing, what are you not good at? What do you still need to learn before you can move forward? And God, I believe if you look to him, he'll show you what you can do with what you have. He'll show you what's in your hand. He'll show you how he can multiply and do great things with the simplest of things that maybe you have. If you feel like you don't have the resources or you don't know the right people, God will put you in connection with the right people. He'll open doors. He'll make a way where there is no way. He's just so amazing. And so, but I think the greatest test is just, will you be faithful? Will you use what's in your hand and allow God to multiply that? So I hope that is encouraging, and I hope you'll be back for the next video. If you want to check out the podcast I do have available so far, under the iTunes, you can just search Win With Coryn, and my podcast will come up. So excuse the bad audio on the last one I recorded, but just go there and I will continue to upload more videos. So again, I hope that was encouraging. I'm glad that you're here and that you're wanting to share in my journey, and I hope that it will inspire you along the way. So thanks again for your time, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.